Hi beautiful souls, welcome back, or if you are new to the channel, welcome in. My name is Kate. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, today's reading, I am so excited about it because I've had this idea for so long and I'm finally filming it. I'm really excited to see what messages come through today. Today we're going to be seeing what Keeper of Light is guiding you. And so now you're probably wondering, what is a Keeper of Light? Well, Kyle Gray has this amazing oracle deck right here called the Keepers of Light. And so I shuffled out a card for each pile, as you can see here. And this reading is going to be about what Keeper of Light is guiding you right now in this moment and what messages they want to give to you, okay? And Spirit is telling me surrender. So today is really going to be about surrendering to the message and just surrendering to what Keeper of Light you get, okay? So what I want you to do is take a look at the 4 cards. Well, before we get into that, guys, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. I do spiritual content over there as well. And you can check out my spiritual shop down below if you're into crystals and stuff like that. But we're going to go ahead and get started with choosing the pile. So in front of us, we have 4 Keepers of Light. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Now, what I want you to do, see which imagery you're resonating with. Maybe you're just getting called towards a pile. Maybe the color is what you're resonating with. Just kind of go with your gut, go with your intuition. I am not sure how to pronounce one of the Keepers of Light's name, so I'm not going to do it. But pile 1 is Saint Germain. Pile 2 is this card right here. It's about soul expansion. Pile 3 is Hope. And pile 4 is Horus, I believe is how you pronounce that. If I get them wrong, guys, I apologize. So what I want you to do is just take a moment, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and just see what Keeper of Light is resonating with you. We're going to see what Keeper of Light is guiding you in the current moment, and we're also going to see what messages this Keeper of Light has for you. Okay, so take as much time as you need with choosing your pile. I'm going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1, and then I will see the rest of you beautiful souls at your pile. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile number 1. Or if you chose the Keeper of Light, Saint Germain, welcome in. So we are going to be seeing what messages this Keeper of Light has for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this card. So Saint Germain is all about karma releasing. It says, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Okay, so what this is giving me a general sense of immediately, what I'm picking up intuitively, is it's almost like other people are interrupting your peace, is kind of what I'm getting here. And I almost want to say you're not the one causing the drama, but you're getting involved in other people's drama. Or I almost want to say that there are other people's energy in your space. And there's something about you wanting to separate yourself from people or just separate yourself from negative situations altogether. I do want to read this card very quickly from the guidebook to see if we can get any more information on, what this card means. So give me a minute. Okay, so this card says, karma is the spiritual law of cause and effect. We experience many levels of karma. Some we inherit from our family and some from the people we keep helping out of the problems they keep creating. Saint Germain is here now to clear your energy so that you no longer have the weight of the world or your loved one's world on your shoulders. Be aware that an old pattern is leaving your life and creating space for something more loving to enter. Visualize yourself surrounded by a fiery violet cloak to release all the karma you no longer need. So that's what I'm getting a little bit of, is you getting caught up in other people's karma or you getting caught up in other people's drama and almost kind of needing to separate yourself from that. Because what I want to say is just because your family member is having a problem doesn't mean you have to take on that problem, okay, or take on what they're feeling. I notice I kind of do that a lot. If someone very close to me is having an issue, I kind of want to take on their issue or take on their problem and try to help them and try to fix them. But sometimes the only person you can control is yourself. And so it's almost like you are needing to separate yourself from other people's drama and from other people's cycles. Because what I'm kind of getting here is there are people currently in your life and they're repeating the same cycles, or they keep going back to the same negative patterns. And I almost want to say that you guys keep helping them out and they keep going back to the same thing over and over and over again. And it's almost like you're trying to live this better life. You're trying to, remove negative cycles, and you're trying to remove negative situations from your life. And there are other people in your life that you're very close with that keep going back, okay, to the same thing that caused them the problem in the first place. So very interesting. So there's a lot of karma releasing that is needing to be done here for you, pile number one. We are going to dive into some tarot. And we're just asking what message needs to be communicated to you today from Saint Germain, from this Keeper of Light. So let's see. Okay, so I'm hearing out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. You guys are also, in general, I'm getting you're taking on a lot of energy. Okay, so I would be very careful about, scrolling through social media, or, just looking at random things on the internet, because it feels like you're taking on energy of other people without recognizing that you're taking on energy of other people, is kind of what I'm getting. And what I want to say, guys, you don't always have to focus on the bad, okay, is what Spirit is telling me. You don't always have to focus on the negativity. A lot of times we want to focus on what's wrong with the world, but you're allowed to focus on the light aspects as well, Spirit is saying. So if you're one of those people that kind of always sees everything as negative or always sees everything as what needs to be fixed, there also needs to be this change in perception, is what this Keeper of Light is saying. Is it's okay to not only see the bad things, it's okay to see the good things as well. Okay, let's take a look. What does this Keeper of Light want to communicate to pile one? I'm also hearing that you guys use yourself as a vessel for spirit. So I'm also getting that a lot of you are channelers. I'm also hearing something about the dark arts. Okay, maybe you guys dabble in black magic or something like that. Let's have a look at what this tarot is saying for you. For pile one, what does this Keeper of Light want to say? Okay, we have the Four of Swords. I almost want to say that I'm also hearing for some of you, you're channeling messages for people all the time. I want to say with this Four of Swords energy, it's very much an energy of you not necessarily needing to rest your physical body, but I feel like you guys are always trying to fix a problem, or you're always trying to help someone, or you're always trying to help someone fix their problem. I'm not surprised if you guys get called the therapist of the family, or the person that's always trying to give advice, or the person that's always trying to help people. And I'm wanting to say with this Four of Swords, it's okay to just be. Okay, it's okay to just exist, is what I'm getting with this Four of Swords energy. It's okay to live your life outside of the work that you do, or it's okay to live your life outside of, maybe you're a psychic reader. It's okay to live your life outside of those psychic readings, okay? Because what I'm getting with this move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy, you guys are almost always so focused on what needs to be fixed. And usually things that need to be fixed have a more negative energy to them, or a darker energy to them, and you're trying to shift that energy. And and Spirit's just saying you get caught up in all the negativity of the world, which makes you feel so tired all the time because you're never able to see the lighter aspects of life, or you're never able to see the lighter aspects of people. Because usually probably when you're helping people, you know, or listening to people or listening to other people's drama, it's always something negative. It's always something a part of their shadow self, and it kind of leaves no time for the good stuff. And so Spirit is almost saying to, you know, take this break where you kind of focus on more lighthearted energies. I feel like Pile 1, you need a more lighthearted energy in your life. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like you need a lighthearted energy. So let's see. I'm hearing Comic-Con. Like, I don't know if some of you go. I'm also hearing game shows. Like, maybe some of you just need to watch TV or watch something that's going to make you laugh. Let's see, we have the Seven of Wands as well. What does Pile 1 need to know? Okay, we also have the, okay, so we have the Tower in the reverse. We have the Empress in the reverse. And we also have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So I can definitely see, Pile 1, there's a lot on you. Okay, there's a lot that you have to think about. With the Nine of Swords here, there's little time for you to just have peace. There's little time for you to just settle into your own energy. I oftentimes feel like you're not fully able to create what you want to create because oftentimes you're spending time focusing on everyone else or focusing on everyone else's problems. And I'm almost feeling with the Seven of Wands, it's time to defend your energy a little bit. It's time to defend yourself a little bit and say, like, I can't today, or no, I can't do that today. Because with the Tower card in the reverse, you spend so much time holding together everyone else, being there for everyone else. And with this Empress card in the reverse, it leaves little time for you to nurture yourself. It leaves little time for you to just focus on, you know, creativity. It leaves little time for you to focus on self-care. And oftentimes with this Nine of Swords, guys, it's not even your own issues that you're worried about. It's another person's issues that, you know, they're asking you to help them, or they're asking you to fix this, or they're always asking for some sort of advice. And I think you guys probably have trouble saying no. You know what I mean? I just cut the deck and we have the Hermit. You guys have trouble just sitting in your own energy, focusing on yourself. And what I feel like with this Saint Germain is it's okay to just focus on yourself. I feel like you guys focus a lot on releasing the karma of the world, fixing all the corruptness in the world. With the Tower card here, I think you guys focus on everything that is falling apart. You guys focus on what isn't working. You guys focus what isn't flowing properly, and then you try to fix it to make it flow properly. But that kind of leaves you in this feeling that everything in the world is broken or everything in the world is wrong. Which to a certain degree, I think that's really important, the work you're doing, because you're fixing things. You know what I mean? You're making the world a better place. But at the same time, it's a very challenging job for one person. It's a very challenging job for only you to do. And I think with this Nine of Swords, you just get so overwhelmed sometimes because you feel like you have to fix everything, or you feel like it's on you. And if you don't, you know, fix it properly, then it's all your fault. And that's simply not true. And I feel like with the Empress card here, I want to say that you guys have created maybe some abundance for yourself, or you've created some success for yourself, but you have very little time to enjoy that of which you created. Because, you know, maybe you're just focused on the next project or the next thing that needs to be done or the next thing that you can accomplish. And what I'm getting with the Seven of Wands energy, Saint Germain is saying you need to defend your energy a little bit. Okay, you need to kind of set better boundaries for yourself and say, you know what, I need a rest today, or I just need to be in my own energy, or, you know, I'm just going to read a book today. Because I'm getting here as well with the Tower card in the reverse, you guys have a very, you guys are very good at like covering up how you feel to kind of please other people. You know, you could literally be dying inside, or you could be having so much anxiety, but you're able to function with it. You guys have probably like functional anxiety, you know, where you can just walk around. But really there's a lot that you kind of need to work on with yourself, Spirit is saying. So this is also saying, you know, as you're helping everyone else with their broken pieces, maybe you're not able to focus on what's broken inside of you. You know what I mean? And so that's another energy that maybe you need to work on. Maybe you're hyping everyone else up all the time. Maybe, you know, you're telling everyone else, be confident in yourself and, you know, try to focus on, you know, the peace and the light and the positive aspects, but then here you are not able to practice what you preach, is kind of what I'm picking up on. So very interesting. We're going to dive into a couple more oracle cards. We're going to get a color that you need to, you know, hold on. I just got the color blue. Blue. Escapism is what I'm hearing. I think you guys need to escape, okay, is what Spirit is saying. You guys need an escape right now with the Four of Swords. You need a place where you can just find peace because it's too overwhelming, whatever you're dealing with. I feel like the Tower card, this is a major energy showing up in your reading. And it doesn't necessarily feel like your own energy. I want to say that this Nine of Swords, a lot of this anxiety, it's being caused by other people. And the Seven of Wands is saying you need to be more defensive with your energy because you are being depleted, is what I'm kind of getting here. You are being depleted. And you guys do need some sort of escape. So I don't know if there's a place that you could go or if you need to go on some sort of a retreat, but you guys need some sort of escape is what I'm getting. So let's get a color card for you, pile one. What does pile one need to know from this Keeper of Light, Saint Germain? What does pile one need to know? What color do they need right now? What color do they need right now? Okay, we got two cards. Wow, guys. We have Apricot, which is rejoice and laugh. This is a fun energy. This is, I'm hearing soak in the sunlight. Okay. So every time I personally get this card, this is my guides telling me I need to relax. This is my guides telling me I need to have fun. We have white, lighten up a little bit. I think you guys focus on the negative aspects sometimes of life. I don't think it's your fault, but I feel like you guys, you know, maybe that's just your purpose. Maybe you see the things that are wrong in the world and then you want to fix them. But that leaves little time to focus on what's right or what's good in the world. And I think that can be very troublesome for you because a lot of times you're always having to deal with negative energies and you're always having to deal with like karma, what needs to be released, what cycles need to be broken, you know. Nine of Swords, and it makes you think that that's all the world is. It makes you think like, where is my peace? Where is my light? You know what I mean? Where's my rest? Where's my success? Where's my abundance? What I'm kind of getting with this is, you know, maybe think about a therapist. They're going in every day and they're helping people, of course, but these people that they're helping, they're going to want to talk about traumatizing things. They're going to want to talk about things that are not working in their life, which is perfectly fine. But to a certain extent, there's also this flip side where you've worked on a lot of your shadow and you're not able to reap the benefit of all that hard work you've done because now you're fixing everyone. And now you're focusing on everyone else's problems. And it leaves little time for you to, you know, rejoice in what you've created. And it leaves little time for you to experience the abundance that you've created, you know? So let's take a look. Let's get another card. For you, pile one, let's get another card. What does pile one need to know at this moment? Saint Germain, okay. Okay, so first of all, guys, bottom of the deck, we have infinite abundance, and I want to take this card. But we also have this card in the reverse, expand your horizons. Guys, I feel like you are feeling maybe a little bit guilty maybe because you're moving forward and other people are not. That's one thing that you could be dealing with. You know, maybe you feel guilty that you're manifesting more and you see all these other people and maybe they're not up to speed with you. But I'm getting here, release that guilt. Okay, you've done the work and you deserve all of this abundance. You deserve what's coming in your life. I feel like with this card in the reverse, Saint Germain is really saying you need to expand your horizons a little bit. You need to expand, you know, your imagination a little bit, because I think you've almost limited yourself a little bit on what you can create, because you're seeing that other people are maybe not able to create what you can create, or maybe you're seeing that other people are just not up to speed with what you're doing. And so you guys kind of have this tendency to kind of hold yourself back from the finish line, or kind of slow down. You know, you could sprint, but you're kind of slowing down because you feel like you can kind of help people reach that point to where you're at. But what I'm wanting to tell you guys, the more abundance that you create for yourself, okay, and the broader you expand your horizons, that's how you're going to be able to help people the most, okay? You can't help people on an empty cup. So if you keep dumping your cup out and giving to everyone else, you know, you will be depleted, okay? And you're kind of going to be in the same place that they're in, okay? I want to say that you guys almost need to go on some sort of a vacation, or you guys need some sort of relaxation, because I feel like you've done a lot of inner work, and a lot of what this energy is with the Nine of Swords, I want to say that it's like either other people or just other situations, you know, is what I'm kind of getting. So let's get a card from this deck. What does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 need to know? We have generations, ancestors. This card just reminds me of karma, releasing ancestral karma. And, you know, I want to say that a lot of times that's what you guys are focused on. I'm hearing something about the bloodline. I almost want to say this is what your ancestors did in the past, okay? I want to get a clarifier for this. Can I get one more card for this ancestors energy? Okay, we also have new beginnings. Okay, that fell out. I'm going to just take that one. I almost want to say that you guys have a chance to kind of rewrite this storyline. Is like, you know, maybe your ancestors kind of did what you did, where they wanted to, you know, help and fix everyone else, which left little time for themselves, and which left little time for them to focus on their new beginnings and their fresh starts. But I want to say you guys deserve this new beginning. You deserve the vacation. You deserve the abundance. Maybe it's some of you feeling guilty for being wealthy. But what I want to say is you guys deserve all of that, okay? And I'm hearing, you know, Saint Germain say you can't keep holding yourself back for everyone else, okay? That's just not how it works. Can't keep holding yourself back for everyone else. Because sometimes I'm getting you guys pick up things a lot faster than everyone else. You know, shifting your mindset maybe comes a little bit easier. You guys are willing to work on your shadow self, and you guys are willing to pick up things a lot quicker. And it's like, you shouldn't feel guilty for that. You shouldn't feel guilty for doing the work that maybe other people aren't willing to do. So I'm going to get a self-love card for you, pile 1. A self-love card for pile number 1. We have ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. Wow, interesting. So maybe you need to ask for help. You know, maybe you're the one who needs, you know, I'm also just getting though in general is like, you don't always have to be the one who is giving the help. Like, it's okay for you to receive that as well. And it's like, you don't always have to be the one giving the compliments or giving the advice. Like, it's okay for you to receive that as well. So, and I'm almost getting to, though, it's something that you're consciously doing. And I'm not necessarily sure if the people in your life would care if you took some time for yourself. To me, this is something that you need to like decide for yourself. I'm not necessarily sure that it's other people making you help them, but you just feeling like you have to. And so I almost want to say, even if you did set a boundary for yourself, I'm not sure if the people in your life would be angry with you, because I kind of feel like you're the one choosing to overexert yourself and overexert your energy, and not, rest for yourself. So let me know, pile one, if this resonated with you. I really enjoyed this reading. Make sure to get some rest. Make sure to take some time for yourself, and make sure to subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile number 2. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 2, or this Keeper of Light right here. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this name, but this card is all about soul expansion. Okay, so we're gonna take a moment. Welcome in, guys. This is going to be a message from a Keeper of Light and what they want to let you know. I will try my best to pronounce this. I think it's Mahavatar Bahahi is what I think this is. If I'm mispronouncing that, I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. So this card is about soul expansion, okay? So it says your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. This card is giving me like spiritual awakening vibes. This card is definitely making me feel like your third eye could be opening, or your intuition is getting stronger. Maybe your clairs are getting stronger, your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, clairsentience. So I'm gonna take a moment to read what this card says, and then we'll dive into your reading. Okay, so it says, you may feel that you have retreated from the world recently. Maybe you've not been as active socially or spiritually, but this time of inner rest has really paid off. You are becoming more and more consciously aware of how connected you are to God and all living beings. The sense of union is called yoga. Yoga goes beyond physical ability and into a sense of awareness that's created through spiritual practice, meditation, and devotion to the divine. Mahavatar Bahi, the yogic god, is here to inspire that fire of union within you so that you can understand how your thoughts and actions are creating the waves of energy that form your life. So this card is very much giving me a sense of like you understanding that all living things have meaning, and you understanding the connectedness of all of us. Spirit is just saying like, we're a tapestry, we're all a thread on this tapestry of life, and everyone affects everybody. We're all connected. I think you're understanding that you are one with the universe, okay? Some of you are star beings is what I'm hearing, and you're just understanding that your starlight is connected to the universe is kind of what I'm getting. You're understanding where you come from. You're understanding maybe what your purpose is. And I think you're understanding your connectedness to the universe. It's not that you didn't have a soul, okay? This Keeper of Light is saying it's that you're becoming more aware that you are a soul. So I think instead of you, resonating so much with the body, your focal point has been more with the soul and how your soul is feeling compared to how the body is feeling. Because the body is an expression of the soul. Okay, the mind is an expression of the soul. So when we're in a dark place mentally, it's something usually that we need to heal within our soul. You know what I mean? A lot of times illnesses that we have can come from a deeper soul level. Okay, something that we need to heal from a past life, some sort of karmic cycle that we need to heal. And I'm also hearing endings and new beginnings. Okay. So we're going to dive into some tarot. Let's take a look, pile 2, at kind of what's been going on with you. I kind of feel like you're going through a little bit of an awakening where you're starting to become more aware of things. You're starting to change your perspective a little bit. And I kind of feel like you're not resonating as much maybe with the people that you've been hanging around with, or, maybe the job that you're currently doing is maybe not resonating with you anymore. I think a lot of things are shifting energetically. And I think what this Keeper of Light is saying is when we shift energetically, kind of be prepared for your outer world to shift. Okay, because I feel like at a very cellular level, you guys are changing. You guys feel like a changed person. I feel like your mindset is changing. I feel like the way you respond to certain situations is changing. I just feel like you guys are changing. You're kind of becoming a new person, okay? I almost want to say that you don't resonate with who you were in the past, okay? You're literally changing, okay, on a very cellular level, okay? So let's take a look. Pile 2, what does pile 2 need to know? What does pile 2 need to know? Let's take a look. What does pile 2 need to know? So we have the 2 of Swords. I want to say that you've been feeling a little disconnected lately. Disconnected from the things around you. And I want to say that you're not quite sure why. It's like you're confused, but it's a good confusion. It's like things are changing, but it's almost like, how am I trying to explain this? Things are changing on a very deep cellular level, and it's almost like this beginning stage, Spirit is saying, of when you first plant a seed. It's like you kind of have to allow it to sit in the dark for a little bit before it blooms into the light. Okay, and I think maybe you're in the dark a little bit. You're a little bit confused. You're not sure what's going on. Things are changing. Your mindsets are changing. Maybe people are leaving your life, or just the way you view the world is changing. You know, maybe you just feel disconnected. And Spirit is just saying this is good. Like, this is your caterpillar cocoon stage. You are feeling confused right now, but it feels like there's purpose and it feels like there's meaning behind the confusion. Okay? It's almost like there's a reason for like the darkness, okay, is what I'm getting here. So let's keep diving in. Pile 2, what does pile 2 need to know right now? We have the King of Cups as well. Let's see, pile number 2. We also have the Tower. So this is interesting. The Tower actually came out in pile 1 as well. Okay, so the King of Cups. I want to say that you guys are starting to feel things that you've never felt before, and you're kind of like shocked by this. Like, wait a minute, I don't usually cry, you know, when I see things like this, or wait a minute, I don't usually feel the way that I feel right now. And I think it's kind of freaking you out a little bit with the Tower. This is some massive change showing up in your life. This is your outer reality falling apart a little bit, not in a bad way. But as I said, I think your inner reality is changing, okay? I think your heart chakra is very much vibrating at a frequency that it has never vibrated before. I feel like you guys are becoming so empathetic towards others and so caring towards others. And I want to say that that is something maybe that you are a little bit shocked by. Like, maybe in the past you weren't a very sensitive person, but it feels like you're becoming a more sensitive person. And it just feels like you guys are changing. And I want to say that this 2 of Swords in the Tower is you not being able to recognize yourself. You know, all of who you used to be seems to kind of be falling apart, is kind of what I'm getting here, which is very interesting. Let me see if I can tune into this a little bit more for you, pile 2. You don't have to know all the answers is what I'm also hearing. You don't have to know all the answers. So there are a lot of big changes that are about to show up in your life, or maybe that are currently showing up in your life. And Spirit is saying you don't have to know all the answers. So it might be a little bit messy is what I'm getting. You know, some things might happen that you're not prepared for and you're not going to know how to deal with them. But it all feels like this is for your personal growth, pile 2. This is very interesting. I almost want to say trust the in-between. It feels like you guys are in the midst of something really big, some really big change that you're going through. And it's kind of like that in-between period where it's like we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse where everything inauthentic is like coming to light. So I would not be surprised if you just start seeing people's true colors. I would not be surprised if you have a friend and then suddenly they're deceiving you and you're like, what the hell is going on? Or if you're at a career and then suddenly you get fired and you're like, what the hell is happening? Okay, there's all these things going on, but your higher self is in control of all of this. This King of Cups is your guidance almost. It's like this King of Cups is the part of you that does know all the answers. You just haven't met that person yet. It kind of feels like you guys are going through this awakening and everything will make sense eventually. It just maybe doesn't make sense right now, is kind of what I'm getting. So the Seven of Swords in the reverse just tells me that anything inauthentic in your life, it's ultimately going to fall away, okay? Inauthenticity cannot build solid foundation. So anything that is not of truth, anything that is not of love, anything that is not of light will be falling away, because this King of Cups resonates at a heart chakra energy. Everything about the King of Cups is honest. Everything about the King of Cups is truthful, and anything that is not in alignment with that heart chakra vibration will be falling away. So anything that is not of love and anything that is not of a positive intention will be falling away from your life, pile 2. So let's take a look at the last card. Okay, we have the King of Wands energy. It's weird because I feel like this used to be you. Like you used to be this like carefree, kind of go with the flow kind of person. Then all of a sudden you're starting to feel these things that you've never felt before. And all of a sudden you're starting to think differently and you're starting to do things differently. And that's just because you've become in touch with your soul and you've become in touch with your purpose, and you're becoming less in touch with the ego, and you're becoming less in touch with kind of the human aspect of you. It's weird because this King of Wands energy is giving me, you used to kind of be someone who was maybe, super confident and just like strutted your way through the crowd and didn't give a shit about what anyone thought. And now it's like you're starting to have feelings, and it can be kind of crippling to you because you don't understand them and you don't understand why you're feeling the things that you feel. And maybe you're starting to read people's energy, and it's just so weird for you, okay? Because you feel a lot more sensitive than maybe you were in the past. And it kind of feels like an old part of yourself is dying away, and it feels like this is a good thing, okay? It might feel uncomfortable for the next couple of weeks, guys, but I think you're going to adjust to this new version of who you're becoming, okay? And it's a more authentic version, and it resonates with kind of, who you came here to be, okay? This Tower card, I'm noticing specifically they're wearing a mask. And the Seven of Swords is the card of, wearing a mask, but it's in the reverse, which makes me think that you're taking the mask off and everyone else in your life is taking the mask off. So if there's anyone that does not have positive intentions towards you, that's going to be coming to the surface, okay? So I'm going to shuffle a color card for you to see what color you're vibrating with, to see what frequency you're vibrating with. Pile 2. What does pile 2 need to know? It just feels like there is a lot of confusion right now, especially with the Two of Swords. But as I said, when you plant the seed, there's that moment where the seed is in the darkness before it comes to the light. And so I kind of feel like you guys kind of almost have to trust the darkness. Okay? Trust the darkness. I think more is going to be revealed to you over the next couple of weeks. The Tower card is covering something. There's something being covered right here. The truth of something is being covered, but that's all about to be revealed to you. So if you're a little bit confused about your path or where you're meant to go next, that's about to be shown to you, okay? So let's take a look at what color you're vibrating at and what message the color can offer you today. for pile 2. Okay, so we have the amber, awaken your creativity. Again, I think something is awakening inside of you, and I think it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's almost as if something is awakening within inside of you and it's coming to the surface, okay? And you're kind of, you're responding to it energetically is what I'm hearing. What does that mean? You're responding to it energetically. You're changing is kind of what it is. It's like you're responding to this energetic shift, and it's making things change in your life. And I think it's a little bit confusing for you. A lot of us try to change our outer world, but you can't do that. You have to change your inner world, and then your outer world changes. Okay? Okay, let's take a look. I almost want to say that you guys were like in this energy of, oh, I thought everything was working. And then all of a sudden, it's just all these things start shifting. And you're kind of confused by it, is what I'm getting here, is what this Keeper of Light is saying. What does pile 2 need to know at this moment? We have cleansing water. Purification activates vibrant light source. Purification. That energy of everything that is inauthentic is falling away. You're being cleansed of who you used to be, or you're being cleansed of who you used to be friends with. It's such a cleansing energy. And I feel like this cleansing waters vibrates with this King of Cups. You guys, for some of you, are becoming a more emotional person, or a more, empathetic person. Maybe that's something that, you never were in the past. Like maybe you had feelings, but you never were as sensitive as you are right now. It feels like you're almost becoming more sensitive is what I'm getting for you, pile number 2. So we're going to get another card for you. What does pile 2 need to know? And this is all about growth, Spirit is saying. You guys are growing. We have wake up call, tsunami. And for some reason, I'm feeling super guided to read the guidebook. I feel like you guys are growing as a person. It's kind of just what I feel like is happening. You guys are going to start vibrating at a different level. You're ultimately just changing, okay? And I think we all go through this, but you are literally just changing. Okay, you are getting a wake up call, and maybe in the form of a significant loss or other dramatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for initially. And that tsunami resonates with the Tower. And this is all a very watery energy, okay? And, tsunamis sweep in, they make a lot of destruction, but they're saying this tsunami is going to water your plants, okay? So all those seeds that are in the dark are going to be growing into the light. You may feel stunned at first, surprised by the unexpected events that are occurring, yet you also know that it is time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of this event. You are experiencing a real-life drama, so there is no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often when you look back after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that foreshadowed it happening. There may have been obvious clues that you ignored, or omens that were so subtle that they were easy to dismiss as imaginings of the mind rather than the voice of your instinct. There are many anecdotes about animals operating purely on instinct, picking up on clues and naturally seeking higher ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake-up call, listen closely to your instincts while at the same time seeking the higher ground of the spiritual truth. So again, I want to say that there are a lot of shocking things that may come to the surface, not in a bad way, but it's all to cleanse. These are all very watery energies. So, maybe you need to go to the beach and just soak in the ocean to cleanse away some things, guys, because there are things in your life right now that are inauthentic, or there are some things in your life that are not vibrating at the frequency of love. And that's what I'm kind of getting, and you're going to be maybe a little confused or a little shocked about all these changes, but they're all for your highest good, okay, is what Spirit is saying. So I am now going to get a little self-love message for you, pile 2. And I'm wanting to say that there's some things coming up in your life that are maybe you're not going to be prepared for them, and so you're not going to have a plan. The King of Wands is usually someone who always has a plan, but this is a kind of situation where you're going to have to solely trust your intuition, and this is a situation where you're going to have to just trust your instincts, you know? You might not always have a clear-cut plan, okay, for what's next. So let's see, pile 2, please, Spirit. Pile number 2, please, Spirit. A self-love message. So guys, we have practice, create a sacred space. Okay, so, you know, your outer world is going to be shifting a lot. And so what Spirit is saying with this card is you need to find some form of inner peace, or you need to find a sacred space where you can go to relax and where you can go to kind of calm yourself down. Okay, pile 2. So I'm going to see if I'm picking up anything else intuitively. Is there any other messages for pile 2? I think that's it, guys. Okay, so, you know, the tsunami looks very scary on the outside, but it's going to come through, it's going to interrupt some things, and then it's going to settle down, and it's going to feel like a cleanse. Okay, pile 2. So let me know if this resonated. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I will see all of you beautiful souls on the next one. I'm going to move on to pile number 3. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 3, or if you chose the Keeper of Light, Hope. This is a very beautiful message. For some reason, I'm hearing you're becoming more conscious about where you are in life, okay? I kind of feel like with Hope here, you guys are wanting to step out of the energy of like overthinking. You're wanting to step out of the energy of doubt and move into an energy of love and move into a space where you have more faith and where you have more hope. I feel like you guys honestly are just like tired. Like, being negative or just being in a negative energy, like it feels draining, okay? Being unhopeful is very, very draining. Always thinking about the worst case scenario or always thinking about the worst outcome, it's very, very draining. And maybe you guys are coming to this reading with a place in an energy of like surrenderance and just saying like, I need help, like guide me, show me the light, okay? Because I need it right now. It feels like you guys have maybe tried to fix all of your problems on your own, or you're trying so hard to keep it together. But hope is a message of giving up in a good way, okay? Letting go of your control, letting down your walls, and accepting support and accepting help, okay? Because it feels like that's what you guys need right now. You need support right now, and you need help, and maybe you need that guidance because it's getting so difficult doing it all alone. So this card says love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Okay, so with choose loving thoughts, you know, maybe some of you are in that energy of like overthinking. Maybe some of you are in that energy of self-doubt. Maybe you're not seeing your worth, okay, right now. Or maybe you're not seeing, you know, that, you know, I almost want to just say that you guys are just not seeing the potential in yourself right now. It's just very difficult right now for you to see potential in yourself. It's very difficult right now for you to see potential in the situation that you're currently in because you're probably like, okay, like, you know, financially, I'm not doing well. I'm really going through it. Maybe there's been some sort of a breakup or heartbreak or some sort of a tough ending that you've gone through. And you're just like, how am I ever going to get out of this? Because, you know, coming from my own experience, when we're feeling pain, it's so hard to see that the pain is ever going to end. But this is a message that things will get better. This is a message that your situation will improve and that you will see the light again. Even though it doesn't feel that way, I promise, guys, the pain will not last forever. Okay? Let's take a look. I want to read this message from the book. It says, angels are gathering around you in celebration that you are finally willing to see how loving and lovable you are. Hope is here with her legion of love angels, guiding you to see that you deserve loving relationships, loving experiences, and loving acceptance from the world around you. It seems that you are really moving beyond the limitations that you once had in this department. But know that whenever you do question your worth, you can call on hope to shine her golden light upon you. Your angels want you to know that they love and cherish you, and they're grateful that you're giving yourself the same support. So I want to also say that a lot of you right now are maybe questioning whether or not you deserve good things in life. You're like, maybe I just don't deserve anything good, or maybe, maybe nothing is ever going, I want to say you guys are in an energy of maybe feeling like nothing great is ever going to happen to me. Okay. I'm also hearing though, like, you guys have to stop thinking that you're the only one going through this, or that you're the only one going through these kinds of situations, because seeing that this message is taking a whole pile, seeing that this message of hope is taking up a whole pile for a general reading, shows how many people are struggling with the same issue. So it's also needing to understand that you're not alone, because sometimes I think you guys get into this energy where you feel as if you're the only one experiencing problems, and it's like your angels or hope is coming through, or your spirit guides are just coming through and saying, like, it is going to take you to get yourself out of this, because we can send you love, we can send you support, but no one's coming to save you, okay? The only person that can save you is yourself. And so it's also needing to recognize that, like, no one can change your mindset but you. You know what I'm saying? No one can change the way you think but you. No one can change your perspective but you. So, but I think this is very good that you guys are here at this reading, because you're opening up to, like, maybe I do want to live a better life, and you're opening up to, like, that is possible. I think you guys need to see more possibility, okay? As I said, a lot of times, we think that holding on to, like, resentment, we think that holding on to pain is going to help us from being hurt again, but it's not, okay? You guys are very closed off, okay? In terms of your heart chakra, I feel like your heart chakra is very blocked, or you have a very big wall up around you, a very big boundary, because, maybe some of you are nervous to let people back in, or maybe some of you are coming at it from a place of I'm ready to let people back in. So kind of take it how it resonates. I feel like you guys are all on a different wavelength right now. Some of you are maybe more in the energy of blocking your heart because you're scared you're going to get hurt again. And some of you are maybe coming to this conclusion that you're ready to open back up again. So wherever you are on your journey, just make sure to nurture yourself and show yourself love, okay? So we are going to dive into this message a little bit deeper with some tarot spirit. So please give me more messages for pile number 3. Pile 3 spirit, pile number 3. What does pile 3 need to know? Okay, we have the Hermit energy. Interesting. I do feel like a lot of you are maybe in a hermit mode, maybe scared to connect with people again, because again, you're maybe scared to be hurt again. And it's easier sometimes to just be alone, and it's easier sometimes to just be in this hermit mode. And what I want to say is maybe some of you feel like you've been forced into this hermit mode, because, when we get heartbroken or when we start feeling that pain, you don't want to go out. You want to be in your lonely hermit mode. That feels better. That feels safe. It feels better to be in your shell, okay? Because when you're protected by your shell, you can't get hurt. Okay, so let's take a look. Pile 3 messages. King of Swords. Wow, you guys are on a little bit of a soul journey, okay? Maybe some of you are rediscovering who you are. You're doing a lot of soul searching, okay? The King of Swords is an energy of you discovering your truth, okay? And paired with the Hermit, it feels like you're doing a lot of soul searching. You know, it feels like maybe some of you are going through a little bit of a dark night of the soul, you know, that kind of energy where you're, you know, really having to dig through your shadow and you're really having to like look at yourself, all the parts of yourself, the dark parts and the lighter aspects of yourself. And maybe this is difficult, you know, this can be a very difficult energy to be in. It's very much a death and rebirth kind of energy I'm getting with this crow. You know, a part of you is dying and you're awakening to a new part of who you are. And it feels like a little bit difficult because you're having to navigate through a lot of these dark times, okay? You're having to navigate maybe through some shadow parts of yourself, where you're having to navigate through a lot of your pain. And you know, the King of Swords is about rediscovering your truth, the truth of who you are. Because some of you maybe feel like you lost it. Maybe you're questioning, who am I? What do I want to do with my life? You know, what is my truth? You know, you're asking the whys behind life. Like, why am I on this earth? What is my truth? What is my purpose? And, you know, when we're in that energy of not knowing, it can be super scary, okay? But the one thing that, you know, keeps us going is that message of hope and understanding that you are going to find the answers that you're searching for, pile 3. You are going to, you know, find the clarity that you need to move forward in your life. So let's see, pile 3, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have the 9 of Swords here. We have the 9 of Swords, and we also have the Page of Swords in the reverse, which is making me think you are confused right now, okay? It's a very, you know, it's an energy of confusion, but it's also, if we're not confused, we don't look deeper into ourselves. If we knew all the answers, it wouldn't be a test, okay? So if we knew how to get through all of life's challenges, we wouldn't be able to grow and we wouldn't be able to learn. And so what I want to tell you right now, pile 3, is like, whatever you are going through, it is some sort of lesson. It is some sort of karmic thing is what I'm feeling. It's some sort of karma that you're working through in a way, because I feel like if this is a relationship that ended with someone that you love, your ability to navigate through this pain and your ability to navigate through this darkness and come out on the other side of whatever this is really going to show you how powerful you are. And sometimes we have to go through the darkness to see the light. And I know I literally like hate that saying, but it is the truth. Sometimes to figure out the truth of ourselves, we have to kill the old part of who we used to think we were. Okay, you guys probably had a whole other identity, and that identity right now is feeling like it's being shattered. You don't know who you are anymore, and I think that's terrifying you because you don't know the answers or you don't know where you're going next. You know, the Page of Swords in the reverse is giving me this energy of like, you feel like you're starting at step 1 again and you're having to climb back up the ladder, okay? The Hermit is like starting this new journey, okay, all over again, but you will find the answers. You're not going to see them all at once, Spirit is saying, okay? It's as if you're in this cave and you're going to get little puzzle pieces, okay? And you're going to have to connect these puzzle pieces until you reach your final destination. So, you know, maybe some of you are feeling like you're stuck in this cave right now, okay? And you just have to trust that there is a way out. And you know, when you finally make your way out of this cave, when you finally reach the end of the tunnel, when you finally see, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel, you're going to be thankful for this experience. But right now it feels like this experience is not serving you in any way, but there's a lot more to what you're going through than what you think, okay? It's teaching you a lot. This 9 of Swords makes me feel like you guys are very much doubting yourself right now. You're very much doubting just everything, you know, like, where are you, God? Where are you, angels? I need your help. You know what I mean? The 9 of Swords just feels like your mind is so loud right now. Maybe your anxieties are so loud right now. and you feel like you have no control over it. And so the Hermit suggests you needing to get into a more meditative state so that you can listen to what is really going on. Because the ego is going to think of the worst, okay? It's always going to see the dark and think that it's the worst thing that ever happened. But the soul is always going to see the lighter aspect of things. The soul is always going to see the potential, where the ego is always going to see, you know, the negativity, is what I'm kind of getting here. The Two of Swords in the reverse. You know, some of you are going to have to accept that you don't know all the answers. Some of you are going to have to accept that you are kind of restarting, you know what I mean? And you're having to rediscover yourself on a whole new level. And, you know, when we don't know all the answers, the only thing we really can hold on to is hope, you know? And what I'm also feeling with this King of Swords is standing in your truth, guys. Don't let other people tell you who you are. Stand in your truth. And maybe some of you are going to say, well, I don't know my truth. Well, make it your mission to discover what that truth is. Okay? Follow the light, follow the truth. Okay? You're never going to be led astray if you do that. Okay? As long as you have that hope and as long as you have that faith that things will get better, you're never going to be led astray, okay? And right now it feels like maybe some of you feel like you're being led astray or that the universe doesn't have your back, but it's almost as if whatever this thing that happened to you or whatever you're going through right now, there's so much potential in it, okay? And I feel like you guys are just unable to see that right now, okay? And you know, 6 months from now, you're going to look back on this situation and go, wow, you know, I'm glad I kept going. You know, I'm glad I had faith because, you know, what about if I didn't, you know? Let's see, pile 3. Let's take a look into a color that you need right now to support you. Let's take a look into what color will support you right now. It's weird because this card is the only card I feel was reversed. Discover your sparkle. You know, in the reverse, you guys are maybe not feeling sparkly right now. You're not feeling worthy right now. Okay, you're not feeling the energy of worthiness, but you're rediscovering that. Okay, and I think you're going to find your light again. You're going to find your spark again. You're going to find your worth again. You just need to have faith. Okay, you just need to have that faith to keep going. So let's take a look at this card right here for pile 3, Spirit, pile 3. We have Watching Clouds, lie back, rest, relax. Lie back, rest, relax. You know, what I'm getting is you guys have always been maybe very in control of everything, which has served its purpose. You guys are in control and you have done a very good job at being in control and knowing all the answers. But now comes a time when you have to step back, okay? And you have to not try and control whatever the situation is. You just have to step back and ask why. Okay, I'm going through a perceived negative situation. I'm going through a negative situation, and the ego part of you wants to fix it and it wants to control it. But now is not the time to do that. Now is the time to step back and ask why. What is this situation teaching me? It feels like you guys need to focus more on what you're learning from your situation versus on trying to fix it, because it feels like it's happening for a reason. And you guys need to lie back, rest, and relax and just ask, okay, I'm being shown this, why? I'm going through this experience, why? And when you ask that question of why, you're going to discover your answer, okay? But it's almost as if you guys want to turn back time, or you want to redo something, or you want something to go a different way. Like you wish that it would just have worked out this way, but it didn't. And so the only thing that you can do is ask why. Okay, it worked out in a negative way, but why? Okay, and understanding the lesson behind whatever you went through is going to be the only way you can make it through. Okay, holding on to resentment, holding on to grudges, holding on to like the energy of the universe is working against me is only going to make things worse at this point. So let's take a look, pile 3, at one of these cards. What does pile 3 need to know? Okay, so we have the lotus flower, and the thing to know about the lotus flower is it grows from the mud. So this is your awakening, guys. This is when your life changes for the better. You know, after the darkness comes that beautiful light. Something is unfolding, something very miraculous, and you don't even see it yet. Okay, you don't even see all the good things that are about to happen. But you know, sometimes, you know, if you look at anyone that's been successful, they always have that story of pain, and they always have that story of trauma, and it's usually how they're able to help people so much. So, you know, what you're currently going through is probably going to be someone's survival guide in the future. You're probably going to teach people what you're learning right now, and you don't even see that yet, but I promise you will see that. Okay, so we're also going to be getting a self-love card for you, pile number 3, to see what self-love message you need to know right now. Treat yourself to something beautiful today. Okay, remember to be kind to yourself. Remember, don't beat yourself up, okay? It's not your fault, is what I'm wanting to say for some of you. Maybe you're feeling like it's your fault. It's not your fault, okay? Whatever's going on right now. But at the same time, you're going to be stronger because of it, and you're going to discover your soul's purpose because of whatever the situation is, okay? It's like, I know it's confusing now, but it will make sense in the future. So is there anything else for pile 3, Spirit? It really goes back to this message. You have to hold on to hope. This is the only thing. You have to just hold on to things will get better, and they will. And you know, hindsight is 2020. So in the future, you're going to be able to understand why this happened and this happened and this happened. But when you're experiencing it in the moment, it's so hard to recognize why. Like, why is life so difficult? It's so hard in the moment to be like, why is this happening to me? And then 3 months later, you go, oh, that's why that happened. And I think you guys are going to have that aha moment, okay? You just have to have that faith, and you have to have that hope that things will get better, okay? So I love you, pile 3, so much. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile 4. Hi, beautiful souls that chose pile 4, if you chose the Keeper of Light, Horus. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if it's not. This card says Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Okay, so what I immediately want to say with this card is things are changing on an energetic level, even if you haven't seen these changes physically. They're changing spiritually is kind of what I'm getting. So it's almost as if you guys have kind of done the inner work, and you're just kind of waiting on the outside changes or the outside manifestations. Okay, you've done the affirmations, and you're like, okay, when is my abundance going to show up? I'm going to read this card very quickly, and then we will dive into your reading a little bit deeper. So this card says you are connected to the universe and have the ability to manifest miraculous experiences. Your thoughts, words, and actions are like magnets, drawing the energy that creates and cultivates your world. You are a stellar gateway chakra above your head. You have a stellar gateway chakra above your head, a vortex of energy that is influenced by your own energy. You can place ideas into this vortex to create what you are seeking. The universe also offers you guidance, abundance, support, and healing based on your capacity to connect to it and accept it. You have a real opportunity to further that connection now by sending prayers and intentions out into the cosmos. So you guys are very, very powerful right now. Okay, your energy is very, very powerful. And so I would be careful about, you know, what you're saying, the thoughts that you're thinking, because you guys are at a point in your life where everything is coming true. All of your thoughts are coming true. Everything you say is coming true. You guys are literally a magnet. And so you want to make sure you're being a magnet to the right things. Okay. So I would focus on positive thoughts, positive affirmations, writing intentions about what you want to manifest, because it really does feel like all of that is possible right now. the law of attraction is definitely a message coming through, is you guys just needing to focus on the law of attraction and manifesting what you want, and understanding that the energy that you send out is coming back to you tenfold. Okay, so whatever you want to manifest right now, the message here, pile 4, is that is completely possible. Okay, miraculous changes are occurring. Okay, miracles are about to occur in your life, pile 4. Is what this message is, which is so beautiful. A gateway. And when I think of the word gateway, it sounds just so magical. Okay, a gateway is opening up for you guys. Okay, blessings, I feel like, are going to be showering down on you coming up here soon in your life. So what I want to say is, like, keep going. Whatever you're trying to manifest, keep trying to manifest it, because I feel like it's possible and it's going to come true for you, pile 4. So let's dive in a little bit deeper to the tarot messages for you, pile number 4. What does pile 4 need to know? What does pile number 4 need to know? What does pile 4 need to know? We have, I'm not sure how to read this card, so I'm going to put it back in. It's a card in the deck that is only in this deck, and so I'm not sure exactly how to read it, so I'm just going to ask Spirit for another card. Spirit, please, can we get some messages for pile 4? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. There's no need to rush anything, is what I'm getting. You guys are aligned spiritually. You're aligned with your purpose. There's no need to rush into anything, is what this Knight of Swords is. So after hearing this reading, don't feel as if you're running out of time, okay? What this Knight of Swords feels like is like divine timing, like everything is going to be happening naturally in your life. Things are going to be flowing in exactly when they need to flow in, so there's no need to like rush into anything or feel like you're running out of time or feel like you have to pick up the pace. It feels like whatever pace you're currently going at is going to be good for you, okay? So there's also a message here of Spirit wanting you to release the idea of timing. Maybe you're trying to reach these certain goals by a certain time or a certain deadline. Spirit wants you to let go of that, because time really does not exist, okay? And so your manifestations are going to come in when you are aligned with them and when you're ready for them. And time is not going to be a factor in that situation, because ultimately, energetically, time does not exist, okay? Humans are the only species, I just heard this the other day, that have created a way to measure something that simply does not exist, and time is something that does not exist. So, if you kind of feel behind, or you're feeling like, oh my God, I'm older, I need to hurry up, or maybe you're feeling like you need to get something done by a certain age, Spirit really wants you to let go of that, because it's almost blocking your manifestations. It's blocking it a little bit, because maybe you're saying that you want something by 35, but in reality, Spirit wants to bring it to you like right now. But because you're so focused on 35, it kind of blocks the energy from showing up. And, maybe you're wanting something, I want it by age 20 or something, or I want it by age 25, however old you are. But in reality, Spirit might have better plans for you. So yes, you are bringing in these manifestations, but there's also an energy here, pile 4, to surrender it a little bit. Surrender how it shows up. Surrender it, okay? Put your manifestation out into the universe and then surrender it. Surrender how you think it's going to look. Surrender when you think it's going to show up, because that's all kind of blocking it a little bit. So let's see. Pile number 4. Let's see. Okay, so 10 of Wands in the reverse. There's nothing that you have to do to get these energies. To get these manifestations. You don't have to overwork yourself. You don't have to think about it, because what I'm getting is kind of what's blocking the energy is you're working too hard. This is something that's going to come easy to you. Using law of attraction, using energy to manifest what you desire in your life is something that's supposed to be very, very easy. And it kind of feels like you guys are turning something very easy into something very hard, where you're feeling like you have to overwork overwork yourself, or you're feeling like you have to really push your limits to create what you want. You don't have to get up at 6 a.m. and get to work to get what you desire, okay? Remember, time does not exist. So it doesn't matter if you get up at 6 a.m. and it doesn't matter, if you get up at 1 p.m. It just matters that your energy is aligned with what you want. Spirit wants you to release like humanistic things is kind of what I'm getting, is like release hard work, okay? Focus more on inspired action, okay, is what I'm kind of getting. So when you feel guided to take action, take that action. But when you're tired, rest, okay? That's kind of going to be what helps you the most right now, pile 4, is listening to your body, listening to those intuitive nudges that you're getting, okay? We have 9 of Swords. There's no need to overthink this, okay? And you're probably like, what is this? What do you want to create in your life? It doesn't need to be difficult. Most of the time, when people start listening to, law of attraction videos, and when they start listening to manifestation videos, they want to make it challenging. Humans find a way to make everything difficult, okay? And what I'm getting with you is you're understanding the secret. This is the secret. You're discovering the secret that you don't have to work hard to reach the success that you want. You don't have to overthink things. Okay, the answer will come to you. So instead of focusing on the energy of overthinking or the energy of overworking, instead of acting hastily, where you're just taking action because your ego is telling you to, focus more on your intuition when you're feeling inspired to take the action versus when you feel like, your mind is like pressuring you to take the action. Because sometimes I feel like you guys get worried that you're not doing enough to manifest, or you're worrying that you're not putting in enough effort, or you're worrying that you're not doing it fast enough, or maybe you're comparing yourself to other people and you're thinking, all of their manifestations have come in, where are my manifestations at? And you need to release all of that. You need to understand that you're going to manifest at exactly the time that, is meant for you, and release that comparison to everyone else, is what I'm getting. I'm also hearing the throat chakra. There's something about you needing to speak up for yourself, okay? So there's also a message of you needing to say more or express yourself more. Pile 4. Let's take a look. What does pile 4 need to know right now, Spirit? We also have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. If an opportunity has not presented itself to you, there's a reason for it. Okay, Spirit isn't going to leave you hanging. Okay, so if an opportunity has not presented itself to you, there's a reason for it. Okay, is kind of what I'm getting. The universe is going to give you 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, you guys are getting a little bit restless, is what I'm seeing. Okay, you're ready to take action. You're ready to get the ball rolling, but it doesn't feel time yet for some of you. It's like it's not ready yet, or Spirit hasn't given you that opportunity yet, or you need to wait a little bit longer to receive something, is kind of what I'm getting. You're ready to take action on something, but it's almost like you need to hold off on this action temporarily, because it almost feels for some of you something better is on the way, or there's a new idea that you're about to receive, or there's just something different that is about to show up for you. So I want to say maybe for some of you, the path that you're currently wanting to take might shift a little bit, okay? What you currently want to manifest might shift a little bit. So what I'm kind of getting with this is maybe you guys have a very direct plan. I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this degree, and I'm going to get this job. But the universe might have better plans for you. Okay, so maybe you need to hold off before you just take action and ask yourself, am I taking action because of my ego and my overthinking, or am I taking action because I feel it intuitively? Okay, and you're probably like, well, how do I know it's my intuition? So intuition is going to be very subtle. Intuition is going to tell you one time. Your ego is going to keep repeating it over and over and over and over. This is what your ego is going to feel like. It's going to feel like it won't shut the fuck up. Okay, it's kind of what I want to let you guys know, where your intuition is going to be very polite about it. Your ego is going to be very demanding. Okay, so ask yourself, is the energy I'm feeling very demanding, or is it something very subtle, very light? Okay, and that's kind of how you're going to be able to tell the difference between what your intuition is saying and what your ego is trying to communicate towards you. So we're going to tune into a color that you guys, maybe resonate with right now. Let's take a look. Pile number 4. What color does pile 4 need right now? What color does pile 4 need right now? We have access innovative thinking. Okay, so pay attention to your ideas. Pile 4, we have the color lemon. Pay attention to your ideas, pay attention to your thoughts, because they all feel very divinely guided right now. And that's why Spirit doesn't want you to rush into anything at the moment, because it almost kind of feels like you're either going to get a better idea or something better is about to show up for you. So there's also this energy as well. Pile 4, don't settle, okay, for less than you deserve. Do not settle. Go for how do I want to word this? Go for the most innovative thing that you can think of. Go for the most imaginative thing that you can think of. However far you can expand your imagination is what you can create. Don't conceal yourself to a bubble or a box is kind of what I'm getting here. Okay, really explore and expand on, your intuition and your imagination, okay? There's also something about communication. I think you have very good communication skills, Spirit is saying. You have very good communication skills. So maybe this is talking about communicating with the divine, communicating with the universe. There's a very powerful energy here, is what I'm picking up on. So let's see, what does pile 4 need to know? Let's see, we have surrendering to the journey, release control. Exactly what we were talking about, releasing the way it's going to look, okay? And just surrendering to what you feel guided to do versus what you feel like your ego is telling you to do, okay? We also have embracing enthusiasm. Shout out to heavens with happiness. It's almost as if you're making things harder on yourself because you're overthinking, or you're making things harder on yourself because you're overworking, or you're trying to do things at such a fast pace. And it doesn't have to be that way, okay? You can kind of surrender to the ebb and flow of life, and things in your life, I'm getting pile 4, are going to happen a lot more naturally than you think they are. You're not going to have to work hard for anything, okay? Everything is going to happen very naturally. And everything is going to happen very in flow with, it's going to be very flowy is kind of what I'm getting. The energy is going to feel as if you're rowing a boat. It's going to feel very natural. There's not going to be a whole lot of resistance for you when it comes to creating what you want to create. So we're going to get another card for you, pile 4, to see what comes through. I'm also hearing what to do, like listen to yourself, okay? This could be other people in your ear telling you what you need to do. Listen to yourself, okay, is what I'm getting, because you guys know what you're doing. You know what decisions to make for yourself. So trust yourself, listen to yourself, pile 4. Let's take a look, pile 4. Okay. We have the rebirth card. Okay, so you guys are about to have a massive shift in energy. Okay, a lot is about to change for you. But I want to say it's not one of those dark changes. It's not one of those weird, like, dark night of the soul. Like, this is a positive change, and that's what Spirit is wanting to say. This is something that you're going to feel super happy about, especially with the lemon energy. This is a very bright, happy card, and especially with enthusiasm. These changes that are about to show up in your life, they're very positive. Okay. They're very much new beginnings. I'm hearing embracing positivity. So it's like these are changes that are going to make you feel more optimistic about life. These are changes that are going to bring in happiness. These are changes that are going to bring in joy. These are not dark changes, okay? This is not like the darkness. This isn't the dark period, then into the light. This is like you're finally at the light, okay? You're coming out of the darkness and you're entering the light, okay? So Spirit does want to be very clear about that. This is something very positive, okay? This shift is very positive. Okay, so let's also get a self-love card. I kind of want to read this card right here, this rebirth card, because I think this is going to explain a lot of the energy that we've been talking about. Okay, let's take a look. So you thought this passage you have been through would never end. Just as certain that the light of the world fades every few months, it makes its return and the earth rejoices. The fresh breath of spring sweeps away the cobwebs acquired from the absence of the light. The light is now obviously increasing as nature begins to emerge in all her many forms, shapes, and colors that remind us of the continual cycles of Earth Mother. This cycle of rebirth you are experiencing follows a considerably challenging time. Any tears you may have shed have cleared the way for what has been gestating, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, which is now ripe and ready to emerge. That which no longer serves you needs to be put to rest so that a freshness and newness of spirit can make itself known to you. Sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in that passage just before delivery. Yet what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. Be with the emergence of this next cycle with faith and grace. So again, it talks about the light coming back in. This is talking about spring, okay? Winter is over. So I want to be very clear, Pile 4, this is not a period of darkness coming in. This is that period where the tears wash away. This is that period where, you know, the flowers bloom again. And so that's what seems to be showing up for you over the next couple of months, because you have some very exciting things that are about to happen. And there's nothing that you need to do. This is all going to happen naturally, is what Spirit is saying. So surrender to the good things that are about to take place in your life, Pile 4. Okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated with you. I hope you're able to get something out of this reading. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a brand new video. And I will see all of you beautiful souls on the next one. Bye, guys.